I didn't even realize this or think about this, but a large factor too of living in the car was like we didn't have a fridge, you don't have a microwave. So when we lived in Florida, like in our car, the main thing that was a struggle also was just eating. You either have to have snacks, you have to have I actually found out about self heating meals through ASMRs and through YouTube, and we started either keeping self heating meals in the car, and then all you do is put water in it and it heats up. I mean, they were like $6 to like up to $10, but you gotta realize it's like a whole meal, and all you need is water, and then it heats itself up. So that helped a lot with hot meals, but a lot of times we were just eating out because you you can't cook. And then sometimes we did grill, but it was more of a hassle to keep the food cold after you grill it, and then thinking about like how long you can have it to eat it. So like sometimes we would have instant noodles, and then you can get a Wawa cup. They give you free water, so get like four hot waters, and you got two noodles. That's like two meals each. And or you could do like a lot of stuff that we did like cook was stuff that only needed hot water. And then when we did end up in Georgia, I used to cook. I had like a hot pot, and I used to cook meals in the hot pot and keep it with us, and then we could eat the meals, or you could heat it up at the gas station and it'd be like yummy yummy meal. But having meals and having food and having things you can eat was a struggle at times. But a lot of times we just ate tuna crackers. Also, stop giving homeless people peanut butter. I can't tell you how much I hated peanut butter. They used to be like, "Oh, you live in your car? Here's peanut butter." What are people gonna eat with peanut butter? Do you know how dry peanut butter is? You think people got loaves of bread in their car and they just eating bread? I can't even eat bread like that. Or eating crackers. Like, you think people eating peanut butter crackers? They're not usually. I mean, I wasn't, at least. I'm pretty sure there are people, that were eating peanut butter crackers, but I'm just saying, like, just because people are homeless or they don't got a fridge, stop giving them peanut butter. Because I think it was literally like 2 years. I just was like, I can't stand peanut butter. I don't want to look at peanut butter. Like, don't. Because, man, I can't tell you how many places I went that was a food pantry and they just gave us peanut butter and only peanut butter. Why? but but yeah, the tuna packs though. Tuna packs helped. They also have these like there's this one thing that had shredded beef, and you could put that in tortillas. Sometimes I would eat tortillas and I would put peanut butter, and I put like what's that stuff? Cinnamon sugar on it, and that'd be my dessert. Or what's those things? Oh yeah, and then there was this one place that it had you can get shredded beef, and you just open the pack and you can eat it. Those was good. We had like 30 of those at one point because this place was giving them away. Or well, they weren't giving them away. It was like at a low cost, so like I got a whole bunch of them. And then um yeah, they had this other thing that you open it and it's just meatballs. Had those too. Those are pretty good. But oh, and storage. Storage was another thing that was like a constant maneuvering. Because if you live in a car, all your, at least for me, all my stuff was in the car. And I I needed space to put my stuff because I'm in a car full time. and my clothes are in there. My keepsakes is in there. At that time, I had instruments, so I had an alto saxophone in the car at one time. I had a clarinet. I had a flute, and I had a keyboard at one point. When I moved here, I had all four of those, and that's a lot. So, yeah, storage, pain. And then if you can't afford a storage unit, which at one point I couldn't afford one, my saxophone rusted and it got infested with bugs. So, you know, I didn't have a saxophone no more. And then there was times I also sold instruments and then I rebought some, or somebody actually gave me a keyboard and I ended up giving it to somebody else. Um, but yeah, just a, like storage and being organized and like keeping your clothes too was like a thing. Like figuring out how to store it in a car and also keeping it smelling nice. Cause oh, like even if you think about it, like if it rains all day and you're outside all day and then you go back in your car, you're to go to sleep, like you're tracking mud in your car, you're tracking dirt in your car. So just like keeping those things in mind, as well as think about it too, when you're at home, your shoes are at home. I had like formal shoes, so I would have shoes that I would wear to interviews. I have like flip-flops if it's hot, and then I have like a work shoe that I also wore outside of work because I needed shoes. So I would be having to have those things accessible to me while also living in a car and making sure everything was clean, smells nice, and looks presentable. Because I remember one time I was working at Davis Bridal and you selling dresses and your shoes not nice or your clothes not nice or you smell bad because you woke up in a car. You can't do that. You need your job. So keeping your stuff presentable and thinking about how you're gonna shop so that your clothes you don't have to iron them because you don't have an iron and because you're not gonna buy an iron and you're not gonna buy a steamer to steam your car. I mean, not steam your car, but steam your clothes in a park. Because where am I gonna steam my clothes at if I'm living in a car? I'm not gonna rent a hotel to steam my clothes because then I gotta keep renting a hotel. So like buying smart outfits that you can um wear to work and then wear outside of work that makes sense was um just a interesting process. And I don't think that's something that people think about too, because I really didn't get clothes that often. And the most times I only bought clothes if I needed clothes and like I didn't have nothing or I needed it for work. Cause I remember one time I worked for what was it? I had a lot of jobs. I had so many jobs. I literally after 20, I don't even know how many. I just stopped counting cuz I was quitting, getting fired, being harassed. Just like spiritual stuff was just happening and I was just it was a lot. But anyway, I remember I was working at Panera, right? And for Panera, I worked there literally a day. But anyway, I had to wear a collared shirt with no branding on it, and I had to wear khakis. And I bought some clothes that didn't even fit me. And then I worked there one day, and they never invited me back. You know why they didn't invite me back? Because the lady told me, like, she was like, yeah, the best. Actually, no, I think I worked there 3 days. And every day I worked there, a different person trained me, and the first person that trained me told me something different than the second person that trained me, and then the third person that trained me told me something different than the first two told me, and she also messed up a order that like 3 times while she was training me. And she literally she messed up orders by giving people the wrong order, and it could have just been prevented if she just read the orders and confirmed stuff. And the manager asked me like, "Hey, how you doing?" And I was like, "I'm confused about what my job is because everybody that has trained me has told me that different stuff." And instead of being like, "Oh yeah, that makes sense. What kind of help do you need?" Instead, she just didn't invite me back. so, so I only worked for Panera for 3 days, and I was so mad because I bought clothes for this job. I was so mad, and I think I just donated the clothes because it didn't even fit me, and then y'all would even invite me back. I always got fired or just like quiet quitted my jobs for just ridiculous reasons, which I probably will talk about because some of them were funny. but but yeah, see ya.